Soon.
What?
We're recording, so when you come home, could you not make a ruckus?
Yeah, when do I ever make a ruckus?
I'm just saying, when you come to the door, try not to make it like...
Yeah, I'll try.
Are you on your way home?
I'm at HEB, but I'll be home in 10 minutes or so.
You already checked out?
No.
You think you could grab 2 things of hard tofu? They're like $1.
Is it at HEB? Because this is like a small HEB.
Yeah, they would have tofu at HEB.
We'll see if I can find some.
Just ask an employee. Hard tofu. Hard tofu. Please do not get extra soft.
It's the red package.
It's the red package, please.
I will see.
Okay.
Ask him about his... I'm going to say ask him about his darkest secret.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Ask him if his fridge is running.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to So Anyway, It's Haunted.
Hey, guys.
Hi. I'm Ashley. I'm one of your hosts. As always, joining me, now that I say as always, probably next week one of you will not be here, which is weird. Anyway, we're going to say tentatively, as always, joining me are... Cannibal Chris.
That's me.
We're going all the way full circle. It's called a callback.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is my husband Chris, and that's our roommate and best friend, Monster Mac.
Mr. Mac.
He's tired. He's had
Mr. Mongoloid
long
Monster
day.
Mac.
I'm so glad we don't have to share a mic this time.
Yeah, we are back to our mics. Once we get a little bit more muns, we'll have some better mics.
Yeah.
I would say, we'll see what Santa brings, but neither of us bought any kind of audio equipment, so that's not going to happen. Yeah. Although we should talk about Santa as being a mythical creature. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have, this is our...
But he's real, though.
I know. Let's...
Okay.
Yeah,
You could say that this episode is Podcast Eve, because next podcast
I was literally about to
the
say that.
Christmas episode.
Yeah, I was about to say that, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is our our episode Eve. Just like Mac just said, our podcast Eve, whatever.
Podcast Eve.
Podcast Eve. We'll have one
And
more
a merry
before
podcast
Christmas.
to everyone.
God bless them. Every podcast. Anyway, anything new? Anything we want to talk about before we get into...
I should say the Santa and polar bear outside are kind of creepy.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, we have a light-up Santa and polar bear.
Thank you, Mother.
Yeah.
They were hand-me-downs.
Gifts from the McAnally family when
Well,
we all
actually,
moved in
they were
together.
gifts to the McAnally family.
Oh,
So,
from where?
cursed or enchanted.
From the McAnally family.
From a hooded man who had glowing eyes. He said, "How you do that?"
The polar bear looks like a hostage.
It does.
His feet are all wrapped up like...
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's
That's-
literally wrapped
It's not a polar bear. It's a reindeer.
That's a reindeer? Why
Why
is
is it white?
Look, man, you can't just go around asking people
Also,
why
are there
they're white.
antlers?
There was antlers.
I don't think there's...
no.
We have a mangled reindeer out there. What the heck, man?
Every time I come outside, it looks more and more like me. It's really strange.
We had a Christmas party. It was a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was fun and
Yeah,
whatever.
it was killer.
We had Christmas trivia and there was a Smash Brothers tournament. And, yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. You made macarons.
I did.
Macron.
Macron.
And there we go.
There we go.
Didn't make it 10 minutes into the episode before we're doing impressions of other countries.
Macron is
Yeah.
the president of France. And I like saying his name aggressively. Macron. Anyway, you did a chocolate a chocolate macaron and blueberry one?
Blueberry. The blueberries were
Sweet.
yummy.
Yeah, everyone was tripping about them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll post some pictures of that. Anyway,
Finger licking good.
I don't think we've watched any scary movies recently. We started watching Dirk Gently.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, great
Yeah.
show.
Izzy recommended it to us. Stop touching me with your disgusting feet. I love you. Why are they so sweaty? I don't know.
Yeah.
Gross. Anyway, so yeah, check out Dirk Gently on not Dirk's Bentley, which is a country band.
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, Dirk Gently on Hulu. It's really cool and really fun.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah.
It's a cool show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, we almost watched Gremlins,
We did.
but then we just watched Dirk Gently.
We were so close, and I'm glad we watched Dirk Gently instead because
Really?
it's like a what? Yes, I mean
What?
the episodes are long, but like
Yeah. It's really good.
It's
really good.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
It's a whodunit with a strange detective.
Supernatural twists.
But do you
So-
not like Gremlins?
It's a Christmas movie.
How is it a Christmas movie?
It takes place at Christmas.
It takes place at Christmas, yeah.
Gremlins is weird, and we already watched Gremlins enough when we were dating and like when we were teenagers. So Gremlins 1 and Gremlins
I'm starting to
2.
see where the Gremlin
never saw
divide
2.
is here.
Are we a Gremlins family or are we not?
We are.
I just don't acknowledge the sequel.
Oh, I got the tree a new ornament, McNally. It's a Yeti. It's on the table behind you. It's a cute little Yeti. I got it at Target for $2.10 because
deal.
it's 30% off.
Good deal.
Good. Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we have anything else that's new.
I would like to make a little note, and that is, I know that there has actually been comments from my partners here about the self-deprecating humor and maybe some of the comments and whatnot. It's all in good fun, but also I do want to just go out of my way to actually apologize. I love history. It's just something in my DNA, but even with that love, I feel like, just personally, that last week's episode
Oh my gosh.
was...
Are you seriously doing that?
I'm just taking a second to say that the specific... I had been going off of 60 hours of overtime at my job. Not overtime, that 60-hour week.
60
and-
hours of
yeah.
overtime. Just slept there.
And I didn't put as much effort into my research as I should have, and thus you got a history lesson about some foreigners in Australia as opposed to a true spook, which, don't worry, we did a complete 360. No.
Wait, 360 or
180.
180?
I did it.
We're doing it again,
We did
folks.
a 360,
This is
and
a
then we
history.
did another
This is a
180.
history podcast now.
We're just doing a big old spin.
Started back
I'll
up.
spin you till you vomit. Then we'll talk about the
Look,
stuff.
look, man. It was a good episode.
It's okay to admit
right.
that it was poo-poo.
It was
So
fine.
let's just go ahead.
It was just fine.
Wow.
What I will say though is we have had 2 listeners already kind of let me know that the 15th episode on Spotify is a repeat of the 14th episode, and I don't know how that happened
What?
because it's okay on iTunes.
That's weird.
And it's from the same hosting site, so I'm not sure what happened. So hopefully by the time this episode, well, never mind, this episode will air tomorrow morning, so it probably won't be fixed by then. So
Are we able to go in there and remove it? And
I
then...
think so, but I don't know specifically on Spotify because it's from the host site. Like I just
Yeah.
upload the episode and then the host site sends it to Spotify and Stitcher and iTunes.
Time to call customer
So-
service.
Anyway, yeah. So hopefully we'll get that settled within the next few days, and you can hear apparently the horrible segment that McAnally thinks he did, even though it was fine. It was just great,
It was.
you know.
Go ahead.
It was. You're right.
It was.
It was.
It was, and now it is, and now it is no longer. Is that what is it?
Tisn't.
What's her name?
Oh.
From Parks and Rec, something
Yeah.
Newport or not Newport, but anyway.
Yeah. I know you're
Well, wow. Really great content, you guys. Really great content. All right, we're gonna jump right into this.
You
Yes.
signed up for
Sweet.
this.
all right. He.
Wait, is it the Is this the brewery that's in the Menger Hotel?
No.
Oh,
This is the Moon River Brewery.
Is this downtown?
No, it's in Savannah, Georgia.
How do I know about this? I feel like...
Oh, you've seen it before.
Did they do this
You've seen it before. The Moon River Brewing Company is located in the former Savannah City Hotel, which was the first hotel in the city of Savannah. It was also the first branch of the U.S. Post Office in the city. It was wildly popular and housed many celebrities, such as War of 1812 hero Winfield Scott. He was known as Old Fuss and Feathers and the Grand Old Man of the Army. I love old, nicknames.
Yeah.
They're just, so weird and
really
bombastic.
extra.
Yeah.
Bombastic. I like that. That's a good word.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Winfield served as a general in the U.S. Army longer than any other person in American history.
why?
Because he loved America so much.
Stop killing people.
The fact that you have to question that makes me wonder.
It makes me think. Other notable guests include James Audubon, who he was an American naturalist and painter. And when I read naturalist, I thought that meant he was a nudist.
Yeah.
That is not what that means.
What does it mean? He's racist?
No, it means he's just he studies nature, but he does it without experimenting on animals. He does it visually. So he's
Sorry, but I didn't know that there was a word that existed for that, and I appreciate it, and I respect it.
I too am a naturalist.
Yeah, we know.
In which way?
Yeah, we can tell.
Nature.
And the way that you're laying,
Yeah.
you're lounging on that couch with your robe.
So he lived at the hotel, this naturalist, for 6 months while trying to sell books of his wildlife sketches. In 1851, Peter Wiltberger bought the city hotel. He renovated it and put a live lion and lioness on display to draw attention to his business.
I hate when humans do that.
It's
It's
really
literally
dumb.
the worst thing.
Please tell me
really
this
dumb.
ends with him meeting his fate at the end of The Lion.
I truly hope. I don't want a man to get eaten by a lion.
Yeah.
But also, if you're going to have 2 lions in a cage back then, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well,
come on.
okay,
It's
come on.
kinda
he
ridiculous.
didn't specifically say cage. Maybe they're just roaming about the...
You're right.
They were just
You're
walking
right.
around.
That was a wild assumption on my part.
Yeah. They didn't have cages back then.
They're just really actual big cats. And at first it's all good and fun, but then whenever they start play biting and rip the guy's arm off and he's like, oh,
Jolly good.
that's good.
Yes, jolly good is where we wanted to go.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. McAnally thinks we've been doing too many inappropriate impressions
I don't know what you mean.
of people from other countries.
I didn't say that.
So, jolly
That's
good.
that's
Well, that one's good and white.
Yeah, that's American. That's good and American. Jolly good. Oh, my giblets.
Oh, his giblets.
Oh, no. But by 1864, the final guest had checked out of the city hotel, so it kind of just fell into disrepair.
Kind of just stopped.
Yeah, that happens to a lot of hotels.
Aw.
At the turn of the century, the building was used as a lumber and coal warehouse. And as the use of coal slowly died off, the building was used for general storage. In the 1960s, the space was renovated as an office supply store,
Oh my gosh.
complete with a large printing press. Hurricane David forced this business to close in 1979 when it blew the roof off the structure.
Oh, Lord.
That'll work.
And then it sat empty until 1995 when it was renovated and is now a brew pub.
So
Wait. I'm sorry. And yes to that, what you're about to say. But did they replace the roof or did it just sit empty? And
No, there's no roof. Not anymore.
That's the ghost.
Yep.
You gave the ghost away.
It's actually cursed. You can't put a
Wait,
roof
why
on it.
why did you point at me and say yes to my question?
We go ahead and ask your question.
I was like, what? So how is it haunted?
Well, I will let you know in a second.
Aren't you
Please
so
be-
glad I asked?
Please
Yes.
be ghost lions.
Oh, by the way, Easy Mac is about to come in. So
Yeah. Brace yourselves.
we'll see what happens. Anyway, sorry,
Ghost
go ahead.
lions.
Okay, so since the brewery has opened, it has been a big tourist destination and has been visited by what I call the holy trinity of paranormal research shows, which is Ghost Hunters,
Uh-huh.
Ghost-
BuzzFeed Unsolved.
BuzzFeed Unsolved,
Did you find tofu?
It's fine. We already recorded your phone call, so
You
Yeah.
literally did not even look. You didn't. It's okay to admit it.
I think
And more in the car.
But did you get tofu?
No, I didn't.
we have tofu.
Yeah,
but
there's a
that's-
block in there. Just eat it.
beside the point.
Okay, so it's been visited by ghost hunters, ghost adventures, and BuzzFeed Unsolved.
But not ghost. Ghost
Ghost adventures.
Harassers.
Ghost Harassers is Ghost Adventures?
Yeah. Okay, so
Okay. I think the leading investigators, though, paranormal investigators in this case, is the Ghoul Boys from
Yeah.
BuzzFeed Unsolved.
Yeah.
Which we love. They are a part of our home.
it's true. And I rewatched the episode last night.
Did you really?
It was really fun. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go floor by floor, in no particular order because some floors are more interesting than other floors.
This is, M talks about doing that on. So anyway, I mean that's us. Never mind.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's the name? And that's why we drink. Anyway,
Yeah.
keep going, please.
Okay, so
I'm drowning here.
I'm going to start on the second floor. So the second floor is where the famous shooting of one James Stark occurred. He was shot down by a town physician after Stark insulted him for being Jewish and claiming he was a coward.
Wow.
That'll do it.
Yeah. Supposedly he was killed near the staircase on the second floor of the brewery and is said to roam the main floor of the brewery.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is also said to be the ghost of a sex worker who was pushed down the staircase after it was discovered she was stealing from her patron. People have claimed to see her relive her fatal fall over and over again, and supposedly her neck twists all the way around
my
before
lord.
her body disappears,
Ugh.
which is pretty fantastical, but it's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
So now we go to the top floor. It is reported that during the yellow fever outbreaks and during the Civil War, the top floor of the hotel was used as a
hospital?
makeshift hospital.
Oh no.
It happened again. It always happens.
Yeah.
A lot of people claim to feel immense dark energy coming
Oh,
from the fourth floor of
gosh.
the brewery, as well as like voices and like shadows and stuff like that. All the normal stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like I wanted to say this before, but it still applies. How much does it suck to just want to do some good? And like, you build a hospital and what do you get? Ghosts.
Yeah.
Like it's my fault that you're rotting there. I mean, maybe someone's just a really bad practitioner, but I mean, it
Yeah.
I'm just saying, someday Baytown Methodists, they have nothing but good intentions. But you're just going to have all these people there just like
Yeah.
It's just a lot of negative energy, man. A lot of sadness,
It's true.
fear,
Yeah.
pain,
It's like a fear toilet,
Yeah.
a pain toilet.
Yeah.
Time to flush it.
I feel bad for laughing at that.
Yeah.
If their negative energy is a toilet,
We have to fight it.
my good energy is scrubbing bubbles.
We're not even sponsored by them.
Not yet.
Who are we sponsored by?
Feel free to contact us.
HEB brand soap.
Yeah.
That's who we're sponsored
But
by.
not
Oh.
HEB brand tofu.
No.
Nope.
They don't have that. They don't have brand tofu.
Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
Banyan Foods from Houston has tofu. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry. Really good content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone loves local stuff that they have no connection to. So in the restaurant, many servers working there have reported being touched or shoved by unseen forces and have reported seeing silverware and dishes fly off tables, which I feel like is pretty common in like haunted restaurants and stuff like that.
Sure.
Yeah. So one of the more active areas of the building is the basement of the brewery, supposedly haunted by a ghost named Toby.
McGuire?
No, unfortunately not. So this is a quote from an article I read. Many people who go on ghost tours through the Moon Rivery Brewing Company make a stop in the basement. I was on one of the ghost tours a few months back when a young woman started to panic. She claimed that her entire right-hand side of her body became icy cold very quickly. She said she could hear voices but couldn't make out what they were saying. We took her outside, at which point the experience ended. Also, ghost hunters even caught a supposed shadowy figure in the basement, although I'm going to try and show you guys the video. It looks, when you see it the first time, it looks shocking. And then, like, you look closer, and you're like, wait a second, that kind of just looks like someone walking in the background.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it does look kind of creepy. And also, Nick from Ghost Hunters claims to have been possessed by Toby for a few seconds.
Oh, for a few seconds. Okay.
I'm not discounting anyone's experiences, but that's...
Yeah.
I am 50% off.
Okay.
Discount.
Yeah, that's good. Let's see if I can pull up.
Cha-cha, there's not too much room in here for a kitty cat.
Will it load?
A little kitty.
I am going to mute the TV, though, because I think they didn't want to get sued, so they just played the X-Files theme super loud over.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so just picture your own your own X-Files music playing over this. So they're going to show him one of these things. It looks like ectoplasm. Or they're saying it's ectoplasm. And orbs. Which I don't really go for. That kind of just looks like dust to me.
Mm-hmm. It looks like dust that's been kicked up.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like orbs. I can't be convinced by orbs. But look. See that weird...
Yeah, that really does. Just
it kind of just looks like a person.
Yep.
Yep. All right, guys. And that is...
I mean, that's really creepy, man.
Yeah, it does look really weird.
So what can people look up in order to find this video?
I just typed in Moon River Brewing Company Ghost Hunters.
Oh, actually, let's just post the link in the Facebook page.
Yeah, let's post the
that'll work.
link, and then if you time it just right, I was
You were
doing
ad-libbing.
voiceovers for each of our actors there.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Commentary and subscribe.
when it comes to ghost videos or videos with poltergeist activity like we were watching earlier,
Yeah.
or ghosts caught on tape, I'm just really skeptical about it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty skeptical only because I don't want to be so naive to think that everyone who's telling me, or everyone who thinks they have an experience has actually had that experience.
Yeah.
I want to take everything with a grain of salt. So, I never want to be like, oh, fake, except when it is fake. But, that there could be a lot of extraneous, circumstances that led to whatever we just saw.
That's true. I just call everything fake, just to cover all my bases.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Trump does. Wow. Never mind. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Sorry.
It's like the biggest insult. Anyways.
No, I wasn't trying to insult you. I wasn't trying to insult you. It was just like, wow, that's what our
This
president
is the last time you ever make fun of me.
I thought we were doing impressions.
We're not.
That
He's
was
at the
very
door.
racist.
There he is.
That was very racist against orange
that was
people. Oh, that was like
Sick
a
burn.
creepy.
Yeah, we can record that and put it onto a keyboard.
Yep.
Anyway, thank you for that. That's awesome.
You're welcome.
And the video from BuzzFeed Unsolved for this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So y'all should check that out too.
It's a good video.
Yeah.
Good vid.
Shout out to the Goal Boys. Maybe we'll meet them one day because our podcast will get so big.
Oh, yeah.
It will explode.
It will literally explode.
It will get so big, it will explode. All right, what do you have for us, Maggie?
Hey, Australia. Sorry about last time, but have you guys heard about the Min Min lights?
No.
You know what? Min Min.
Min Min?
That's not hard to say. Certainly not spelled like,
Is it like Min, M-I-N, or M-E-N?
M-I-N.
Okay.
Twice.
Twice, in fact.
So, Australia, how about the Min Min lights? So, the Min Min lights are an unusual light phenomenon that have often been reported in the outback, which, fun fact. Today I learned that you actually have an outback.
Yeah.
I thought that was just terminology for, like, your desert or something.
I just thought it was like anything that's not a city in
That's racist.
Australia.
Anyways.
I never thought about it.
I just thought it was your restaurant
Well,
chain that
we're
you brought
waiting.
to us. By the way, thanks. Thanks for those bloomin' onions. I mean,
Awesome. What is it? And like an awesome blossom with extra awesome. But that's from Chili's.
Yeah.
so, stories about the Min Min lights can be found in Aboriginal myths predating European settlements and have since been part of Australian folklore. Indigenous Australians hold that the number of sightings have increased in conjunction with the ingression of Europeans in the outback.
Okay.
While it has been claimed that the first recorded sightings date back to 1838 in the book 6 Months in South Australia, very original, and I shall name it 6 Months in Australia. In the event described, it is likely to be a part of a different phenomenon in the book.
Okay.
The name Min Min derives from a small settlement of the same name located between the outback towns of Boilia and Winton. Not hard to say. Thank you, Australia. Where the light was observed by a stockman in 1918.
Are they like lights in the sky? Like
Yes.
Like
the Arizona.
So,
the aurora lights.
moving away from my research
that's
here
called?
and just going off of pure memory of studying them.
Uh-oh,
so
here we go.
Off the cuff.
Not reading the script here, people.
Off the dome.
The Min Min lights have been described to be almost like so in a happening they were described as bright and burning.
Okay.
And the fact that they would be off in the distance, but they never seem to, no matter how much you would move towards or away from them, they always seem to be the same distance away.
So that would mean they're in space, right? I don't know.
No.
Like, 'cause space. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
sure. Okay, all right.
No, they were like
So they're close to
glad
the
that's
ground.
over.
well, it's like they're like on the horizon when you're
Okay.
looking.
Oh.
Which almost made me think of, when you're driving on the road and it's like really hot and you kind of see that weird like wavy
Yeah.
heat wave light thing that's there, but it's
A
not.
mirage?
No.
Wow.
Space, actually.
Wow.
No. Anyway, so that's what they're like. According to folklore, the lights sometimes follow or approach people
Ooh.
and disappear when fired upon.
Oh. So you shoot at the lights?
That's the most American thing you've ever done, Australia.
Yeah, that seems like very dangerous. Why would you do that?
Let's just shoot into the horizon.
Dang old light still followed me. It's gone.
It's gone. You
killed
did it. Jinx. Kind of.
So anyways, reports of the phenomenon are widespread throughout Australia, as well as in Saudi Arabia. As some people name this phenomenon Abu Fanus. And then there's the Saudi Arabian spelling of it, which I'm not even going to try.
Okay.
So, which means the man with the lamp in Arabic. The lights have been reported from as far as Brewarnia in western New South Wales, as far north as Bolia in Queensland, and near Rub Akali Desert in Saudi Arabia. The majority of the sightings are reported to have occurred in Channel Country.
Okay.
Another district where the Min Min lights are often reported is Yunta, South Australia, which is centered with a low-lying basin known for recording extreme cold.
Huh. So does it have something to... I wonder if it has something to do with, like, the desert. Like some sort of desert phenomena.
Kind of. Or maybe not. How long can I stretch that out? Accounts of the light's appearance vary, though they are most commonly described as being fuzzy, disc-shaped lights that appear to hover just above the horizon. They are often described as being white and burning, though some accounts describe them as changing colors from white to red to green to back again. To back again. Sure.
To back to white.
Some accounts describe them as being dim, others describe them as being bright enough to illuminate the ground under them and cause nearby objects to clearly cast shadows.
Oh, okay.
Some witnesses describe the lights as appearing to approach them several times before retreating. Others report the lights were able to keep pace with them when they were in a moving motor vehicle. So here's the hypothesis. There remains debate over whether the Min lights are a real phenomenon, and if so, what their source may be. Various hypothesi have been put forward to explain the lights, including bioluminescence. It has been hypothesized that the lights may be the result of insects swarming that have taken on bioluminescent characteristics and being contaminated by naturally occurring agents found in local fungi.
Okay.
Or of a species of owl with their own natural occurring source of bioluminescence. You know,
It's always the
glowing
owl.
owls.
It's always
Those
the owl.
darn Australian glowing owls.
Yeah.
The Mothman is an owl.
Yeah, aliens. That one guy. It wasn't him that killed his
Yeah.
wife on that staircase.
It was an owl in their house.
Yes, somehow.
At the top of their staircase.
Yeah.
It's always the owl.
It's always that one, my
It
dude.
could also be geophysical lights. A second hypothesis was much more boring and said that the lights are a result of a known geophysical phenomena such as piezoelectrics or marsh gas.
Oh.
However, lights are often reported in areas without geological conditions favorable of these phenomena, which made the guy that made the hypothesis sad and he went away.
I wonder if it's like ball lightning or something like that. Or wisps.
Wisps?
What is a wisp?
It's like a Gaelic sort of spirit type
Oh,
thing.
that's what I thought.
It's like
And then
the-
it like
the little
lures people
flames.
away and kills them or something like
Will o' the wisps is the
that. That's a phrase.
someday we'll do that.
By the will of the wisp.
Neuroscientist Jack Pettigrew has suggested that the Min lights are a form of Fata Morgana mirage, which cause remote lights or objects to appear above the horizon.
Is that your Tim Curry?
I didn't even think of it. This can result in... And see, now that you said it, now I can't do it. This can result
wait, I
in
meant
an
Steph Curry.
object... Oh, okay. This can result in an object which is normally below the horizon being visible. In case you didn't catch that in me talking gibberish, they're saying refraction. So the light
Yeah,
is
like
causing...
a rainbow. Sorry.
So it's
Yeah.
like refraction of the sun coming over the horizon?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so that is the Min lights. They are still a mystery to this day. Science can't explain it, and the what do they call?
Let's go looking for him.
The you ain't got no president. You got a
Prime Minister?
prime minister. It's all a cover up.
Wait, what did you just quote? Was that Dale from King of the Hill?
No, I don't know. I just made it up
It
as I
sounded like
went.
something Dale said.
So here's something a little more spoopy.
Okay.
Australia, you scary. In 1940, tragedy struck the outskirts of Canberra. A Lockheed Hudson II bomber carrying 4 members of the government spiraled out of control and crashed into the nearby woods.
This is the kind of mystery I'm here for.
Known as the incident that would go down in local history in more ways than one.
2 ways, maybe.
Fast forward a handful of years, and Canberra residents started reporting strange encounters in the woods. It was said that unearthly lights could be seen near the old crash site, while others reported hearing the distant drones of an airplane, followed by a loud bang. But
no.
nothing compares to that of the story of one teenage girl who will remain unnamed. Not long after the first sightings were reported, a teenage girl ran screaming from the forest, claiming she was being followed by the long-dead airman. That's the fancy word for pilot. Still shrouded in flame. The figure had pursued her to the edge of the forest, and she was not the only one to have witnessed the Burning Man. Over the years, many stories have built up. The people have had hideous encounters near the crash and say that for some reason he will never leave the forest.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's like he's trying to scare them out of it.
Okay.
They call him the Burning Airman of Canberra. And sadly, there's not much variation to the story, which I think is interesting because usually when it comes to these folklore, well, not folklore, I mean, these people died, but these, urban legends and whatnot, it's typically like, well, the way I heard it was, no, they pretty much all in agreement that this is how it happened, he's still out there, and that, generally, and I looked it up, a lot of people, legit stay out of the forest and try to tell visitors, they're like, don't mess with it, it's kind of off and alone by itself.
That's very interesting.
stuff.
Beware the Burning Man.
So where's
Not
exactly
the
where is
Burning
this
Man,
again?
but the Burning Man. What?
The Burning Man.
Yeah.
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 Beware the orgy tent at the Burning Man.
Yeah. He'll find you.
Christopher.
He's like, "Oh, no!" So, anyways, one last tidbit, and this one is basically by request of one Mr. Izagari. And of course, that is the Yowie. Not that Yowie. No. This is Yowie, and when I say Yowie, I mean the Australian version of their Bigfoot.
Oh.
Yep. So, here are some tidbits, an account from a European, they don't say who, in 1842. The natives of Australia believe in the Yahoo.
The Yahoo?
This being they describe as resembling a man of nearly the same height with long white hair hanging down from his head over the features. The arms are an extraordinarily long length, furnished at an extremities with great talons, and their feet turn backwards so that they, on flying from a man, the imprint of the foot appears as if the being had traveled the opposite direction.
What?
Creepy.
Weird.
Oh, they describe its hideous monster. They describe it as a hideous monster of an unearthed character like that of an ape.
So it's Bigfoot that can fly.
It's
Yeah,
Bigfoot that
with
can
backward
fly
feet.
and backward feet. Another story about the name, collected from an Aboriginal source, suggests that the creature is part of the dream time.
Okay.
Old Bungaree, a Guneda Aboriginal, said at one time there were tribes of them Yahoos,
Okay.
and that they were original inhabitants of the country. He said that they were an old race of blacks. The Yahoos and the blacks used to fight, and the blacks away. Wait.
What?
And the blacks used to fight, and the blacks always beat them, but the Yahoo always made away from the blacks, being a faster runner mostly. The Aboriginal people are
Yep.
extremely dark toned, I should make that clear.
Yeah.
Perhaps they
Yeah.
are referring to their ancestors.
Yeah.
So anyways,
That was. We apologize for that.
I'm just calling it as I sees it. So here's my favorite category that I'm sure is going to catch the attention of Mr. Izagari. They have an entire section of prominent Yowie hunters.
Oh, okay.
They're real. So Rex Gilroy.
Oh, gosh.
Since the mid-1970s, paranormal enthusiast Rex Gilroy, a self-employed cryptozoologist, when are they ever not?
Yeah. Aren't they all?
Okay, all right.
Has
all right.
attempted to popularize the Yowie. Gilroy claims to have collected over 3,000 reports of them and proposed that they comprise a relict population of extinct ape or Homo species. Rex Gilroy believes that the Yowie is related to the North American Bigfoot, surprise, and along with his partner Heather Gilroy, Gilroy has spent 50 years amassing his Yowie collection, saying he has identified 4 different species of the Yowie, which he believes are subspecies of the Homo erectus. There is also Tim the Yowie Man. Yep. A published author who claims to have seen a Yowie back in Brigham Bell Rangers in 1994. Let me just clear that one more time. A published author who claims to have seen the Yowie in the Brindabella Ranges in 1994.
Okay.
Since then, Tim the Yowie Man has investigated Yowie sightings and other paranormal phenomena. He also writes a regular column in the Australian newspaper, the Canberra Times, and the Sydney Morning Herald. In 2004, Tim the Yowie Man won a legal case against Cadbury, a popular British confectionery company.
Like the Cadbury
had
egg?
claimed that his moniker was too similar to their range of Yowie confectionery.
What? That's so specific and weird.
But don't forget the other famous hunter, Gary Oppett. He is a local radio wildlife programmer.
Oh.
That's all they say.
Okay, cool.
Let's look into that
Shout out to
Cadbury for
Gary.
a second.
That's so weird. So, like, they have
Yes,
a product
it is the ones that made the Cadbury.
So they have a
company.
product called Yowie Man, and they sued him because he was calling himself Tim the Yowie Man.
Controversies. Here we go. 2007. Yada yada yada. 2000 recall. Something about China. Pork traces in their chocolate.
Oh gosh.
Easter controversy. I guess it wasn't notable enough
Not a
to
big
make
enough.
it to the
Not a big enough controversy.
surprise. I guess.
Cadbury's got a lot going on.
Yowie Man is.
Does he get to take all of their Yeti Man or Yowie Man products?
He gets a lifetime supply
Okay.
of Yowie chocolate from Cadbury.
Of Yowie
Of Yowie.
chocolate.
He's like,
I'm pretty.
I did it! I
boring.
got all the Yowie! And they're like, oh, the Yowie chocolate from Cadbury. The cream egg guys.
My
And he's
Lord.
like, oh. It's truth, mate.
Anyway, so thanks for that.
Yeah, that was fun.
Shout out to Izzy. We miss Izzy.
Yep.
Sorry that everybody played video games at the Christmas party instead of. You know,
That one's for you, Izzy.
oh my Lord.
We miss you down in the outback.
Thanks for that. That was cool.
Yeah. I have one of my coworkers owns 3 didgeridoos. And he actually
Ooh,
knows how to play them.
Wow.
How do you know that?
He told me.
Oh, cool.
Supposedly you have to learn how to breathe out and in at the same time in order to play them well. Yeah.
How is it even possible?
I don't know. I guess like holding air in your mouth, so breathing out of your mouth, but breathing in through your nose at the same time.
Okay, I guess I can. I mean, people do it, so I
Yeah.
mean, like,
People
I don't
do
know
it.
that I believe in that.
I think it's so dumb when people say that. I'm really interested in that plane crash. That's really interesting to me. And it's interesting, too, that everyone has the same story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty important.
And the fact that, like, the government officials, they don't hunt the place. It's just the burning pilot.
Yeah.
That's gotta
Horrible.
suck.
That sounds like an episode of Scooby-Doo waiting to happen.
Which reminds me of my favorite text post joke about Scooby-Doo, where they say, "Great job, Mystery Inc. You solved another case." And like, "Yay!" And the police officer says, "Hey, let's celebrate with those brownies we saw in the back of your car." And Shaggy's like, "Let's not."
Good one. We
Those
love a
jokes
good
never
wee
get
joke.
old.
Sorry, the cat jumped onto the laptop.
I didn't realize that joke in
movie.
the movie was a weed joke until I saw it like a couple of years ago.
They were hot boxing
Yeah.
with their eggplant burgers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Delicious. All right, so we have one email this week.
Ooh.
I'm just going to jump right into it. This is, well, I guess I have to tell you who it's from. This is from Rory.
Oh.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back, Rory.
Spot the stots.
Rory.
Spots watch. Or Stots watch.
Stots watch.
He says, "Hey again, Spook Masters and Spook Mistress.
That's me.
I know you always say don't apologize for sending long emails, but sorry about this one. I tried to keep it to the pertinent information. You can pick and choose what might be good for the podcast. Dude, we're just gonna read all of it. Like what? It is a long email though, so
Okay.
settle in.
Oh.
He says, "Dang guys, I'm going to miss your Christmas party by a week. I'm coming into town on the 21st though, which is our anniversary.
Oh.
Through the 1st. So he'll be here for a bit.
New Year's.
Sweet.
Yeah, New Year's.
Maybe. Yeah.
Well,
Maybe, yeah.
yeah.
We're not doing
We'll see.
anything, fans. Just
He
don't
also
ask.
he also has a daughter, so yeah.
Okay, she can party too.
He says, "I'm loving the show. I was listening about the Manger Hotel and I had no idea it was haunted. He said, I had to spend a day downtown for jury duty a while back and spent a couple hours at lunch walking around downtown by the Alamo and the Riverwalk. And I looked up on Google where the hotel was and realized I had walked by it a few times. It's a pretty big building, I guess, but it is pretty underwhelming and kind of boring looking from the outside. He says, but I bet the inside is cooler looking. If I was running that hotel, I would come up with some good ghost stories or some good... He says some ghost stories too, just to make the building a little more interesting. Wow, shots fired. He says, anyways, anytime you're in San Antonio, Let me know, and you can crash at my house if you want to save some funds on not needing a hotel. But I imagine you would probably prefer staying in a haunted hotel.
If it's haunted.
Yeah, it's good for the views.
If Teddy Roosevelt really is there.
Yeah. We want those Rough Riders.
I am Teddy Roosevelt. I am Teddy Roosevelt. I am Teddy
Roosevelt. I am Teddy Roosevelt.
He says, I have an air mattress for the Castanedas, and I can lay some newspaper on the floor in the garage for them.
Finally.
Wow. Roasted.
King's
Wow.
welcome.
Roasted.
Wow.
He says, just kidding, Mac. I have a couch for you, but it is covered in urine and vomit stains.
Am I right, gamers?
Gamers.
Go ahead.
He says, I hope you were able to see the rest of my photos that I sent from my mine excursion from my last email. They were pretty cool.
Oh.
If I get to see you guys, I will. If I get to see you guys, it's so
Oh,
ominous.
gosh.
I will show some of the others I took there. It's pretty wild. I have the story of my murdered grandmother. I was trying to type it up, but I will just have to tell you guys when I see you in person. It is a pretty extensive story, including spirituality, premonitions, television appearances, and a look on the flip side of an urban legend / haunting, or knowing the origin of the haunting and seeing how it has evolved over 4 decades.
What the heck?
So yeah, that's insane.
That's an episode in and of itself.
I know. Maybe we could just have Rory
It's
on.
like a little bit of everything.
Yeah. I think that would be really cool if, like, we had the opportunity to just, like...
record an early episode?
Yeah, like, record with him.
Yeah.
Like, that would be awesome. He says, but for now, I've got a Bigfoot theory you might like.
Finally.
I love Bigfoot and would love to see him. The problem I have with Bigfoot is the evidence or lack thereof.
Shots fired.
Scientifically, it seems very improbable that there could be such a large hominid roaming in nature for so long without being captured or killed. We really have nothing more than contemporary anecdotes, some grainy footage, an ancient myth and legend that has been passed down through oral tradition and mysteriously ambiguous drawings. Not a lot to go on. He says, but then I looked at a map and saw the vastness of wilderness that there is in the U.S. When I lived in Utah, I used to ride my motorcycle into the mountains for an hour or so into the winding roads through the through the woods, and find some path to hike up and sleep in a hammock for the night. I had no idea he did stuff like this.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
It sounds about right.
That's the kind of life I want to live. He says, it sounds like I'm setting a story up for a Bigfoot encounter, but all the nights I spent out there alone in the woods, I encountered nothing more scary than some weird sounds in the woods and some close encounters with some deer and a moose, which scared the crap out of me. It was so huge. My nights out there really made me realize how much empty space there is and how maybe, just maybe, it isn't so crazy that there could be something roaming the wilderness of the Rocky Mountains.
Oh.
Yeah.
But here's my theory, and you don't have to subscribe to it, but if you squint your eyes just right, you might see it. So here we go.
Subscribed.
Let's dive into this, gang. So science fails us when it comes to Bigfoot, like many other supernatural beings, events, or hauntings. So I was trying to find out how I could justify the existence of Bigfoot. So I can't fall back on science for my Bigfoot belief, but I am a religious guy, so I decided to see if there could be some religious backing for a Bigfoot-like being. And I know this is a dangerous territory looking in sacred religious text for secular supernatural evidence of a monster, but I just love the idea of Bigfoot that much. So I went searching. I started in the Old Testament. That is where all the weird stuff is, so I thought it would be a good place to start. There are mentions of giants that looked promising, but I did not find anything that correlates to Bigfoot more than their similar size. I was thinking of Goliath first and his race of giants, but that was a dead end also as far as Bigfoot is concerned. He said, I was reading in Genesis chapter 4, and I read something that intrigued me. Sounds kind of crazy, but bear with me here. This is the chapter where Cain kills Abel, but it is what happens after that I found interesting. It is the punishment that God gives Cain for murdering his brother. In verse 11, quote, Now thou art cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be on the earth. So from that, I get that, end quote. So from that, I get that Cain is cursed. He has no longer he can no longer till the earth or plant seeds and have the earth let it grow. He's basically getting thrown back into hunter-gatherer status to be a fugitive and a vagabond. Cliche alert. Webster defines fugitive.
Webster's dictionary defines.
Webster's defines fugitive as a person who has escaped from a place or is in hiding, especially to avoid arrest or persecution. Or quick to disappear, fleeting. Now, if that doesn't describe Bigfoot, I don't know what does. A vagabond is defined as a person. A vagabond is defined as a person who wanders from place to place without a home or job. Boom. 2 for 2. He says.
He has a job.
What's his job?
Stomping the forest.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah.
Stomping the forest.
Yeah.
I mean, man, I keep thinking political stuff. Never mind. I was going to talk about how Trump thinks we can stop forest fires by raking the forest ground. Yeah, apparently he heard that in Sweden or something.
No.
I'm sorry, but that's what Bigfoot's for.
Yeah.
Tune into So Anyway, It's After Dark for all of our nitty-gritty political opinions.
I'm just saying, we're poaching Bigfoot, with all the greenhouse gases. And it's just killing him. Bigfoot could stop forest fires.
Counter theory.
Yeah.
Bigfoot is Captain Planet. And the reason why he's so ugly is because of how we're treating
He's not ugly.
the
He's just hairy. You don't know that.
That's what they say about
Maybe he was wearing a coat when he was videotaped that one time.
That's true.
Oh.
That's true. A coat made out of his own hair. Because he's very environmentally... Anyway, he says in verse 14 it says, and this is Cain talking, quote, "Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face I shall be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth, and it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me." End quote. So from that, I understand that he is accepting his punishment. This lets me think that Cain knows what he is going to be doing, that he knows he is going to be wandering the earth. Wandering the earth doesn't really sound too bad. I mean, people do that all the time. Some people do that for fun. But it's that last part of the curse that makes it bad. Everyone that findeth me shall slay me. He has to wander the earth nonstop and avoid every person he might come in contact with, or they shall slay him. Which doesn't make much sense, because he would be dead by now, and hence no Bigfoot until... You read the next verse where the Lord replies, Therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold.
Oh, wow.
So this makes me think that there are two options. One, Cain has successfully wandered the earth since his curse, only seen by a few in the distance and doomed to a migrant life of meaningless meandering. Or two, he can be captured and killed, but he or she, I'm not sexist, that ends up killing Bigfoot dash Cain, is cursed times 7, effectively replacing Cain and becoming the beast they so long to capture and kill.
What if,
How poetic.
What if he gets a little bit hairy, and then the person who kills him gets 7 times
Yeah.
hairier? And
Yeah,
the
that's
person
what
who
he's
kills
saying.
that person gets 7 times hairier?
Yeah.
And now we have, the 50th...
Incarnation.
Yeah.
He says, but I know what you're thinking. Cain was a man, not a giant hairy mongoloid. And in parentheses, in very, very, very small text, it says Mac.
Wow.
I'll have to show it to you. It's really funny. He specifically set out time to make that text go all the way down to where it's barely visible. Anyway, but later in verse 15 it says, quote, "And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him," end quote. But what could this mark be that could help prevent him from being killed if he were found? What about something so scary that it would push the needle of anyone's fight or flight response in the flight direction and force them to split out of there as fast as they could? What if he was stretched out super tall and covered in knotted hair and given a miasmic stench of death wherever he roamed? Parentheses, as some have reported.
Interesting.
That was the best theory I could come up with. I know it is dependent upon a lot of things, namely where each person views the line of symbolism in the Bible, as well as the interpretations of the text once that line of symbolism is marked. parentheses, being a member of the Church of Christ of Latter-day Saints, if you're interested, I did also look in the Book of Mormon for anything that might indicate some sort of Bigfoot-like being, but found nothing noteworthy. I looked there because if you don't know what the Book of Mormon actually is, it is a record of the ancient Americans believed to be contemporaries to the Olmec peoples through the Aztecs, as opposed to the Bible taking place in the Middle East/Mediterranean areas. The Book of Mormon takes place geographically closer to us here in North America, where I think Bigfoot could be roaming, although the civilizations in the Book of Mormon are most likely believed to have been those in Central America. To have been those found in Central America. So if there was any indication of a wandering, cursed individual like the Bible seems to note, then it would have been a bullseye. But the Book of Mormon is mostly focused on ancient American prophets teaching the doctrine of Christ and their wars among the differing tribes/groups on some of their culture. Not a lot of stuff in there that would point to a Bigfoot. He says, so that is my theory. I hope you like it. Not the most developed or sound theory out there, but take what you want out of it. It certainly is a little fantastical, but like almost any religion, a lot of the doctrines of Christianity can seem outlandish if you break them down. As a Christian myself, I get caught up in the minutia of it every now and then, but it is fun to think about Bigfoot being out there. Yeah. He says, keep up the good work, loving S.A., I.H. So when he went down to the which I think is really cool. Yeah. And I could get that tattooed on my fingers, but I'm not going to. He says, loving it, and I can't wait for each new episode to come out. See you guys later, Rory.
Woo. Man.
Yeah. That was pretty sick, right?
If you would have said that you got that off of a random Redditor, I would have been like, that's actually, like...
insanely impressive?
Yeah. Like, written by some college professor or something like that. And trust me, I have no reason to want to talk you up, Mr. Stotts. But...
what is happening here?
Wow. His eyes go red just now.
But no, of course we love you. Love you, Rory. But, what? You had to hold back.
You said it, and then you stumbled, and it seemed like you got really embarrassed that you said you loved them. We love you. I mean, I love you. Mom, I don't know.
Oh gosh.
Go ahead.
There's a lot of positive energy towards you, Rory Stotts.
Ew.
Yep.
But I have one alarming question, and I'm sorry. I think this theory is pretty legit. It could stand
get
up
to it.
to
Just
some
get
of the,
to it. Come on.
Some of the bigger brass. But,
just do it already.
He's winding up the punch.
But and possibly your second sub theory, as in someone. If someone was to attack and kill the Bigfoot, becomes the Bigfoot, I guess that could potentially be my answer here. But Bigfoot has large lactating breasts.
Oh my lord! Macking at what?
And
just say it. Come on.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So
do it.
if this was strictly Kane, it just begs some questions.
You're saying lactating breasts? What are you going off as?
We talked about this on the Bigfoot episode.
What?
Yeah, you don't remember.
On which one though?
What do you mean the first one? The one that was like about Bigfoot.
Yeah, but it's lactating?
They said mammary glands. I would assume that they...
I'm just saying, what if they were just boobs?
Yeah.
And he's a dude? My dude? Don't point at my husband like that.
Quick question. What if you were living in the woods?
Okay.
You woke up one day.
Yeah.
And outside your door was...
Got it.
Was a note.
I see.
And 2 big old jars of unidentified milk.
Yeah.
Christopher,
and
what
on
did
the
you
note,
say, you freak?
It just said, just try it. And then after that, it said, like, maybe we can go in business together. And then you try the milk, and it is the most delicious, delicious milk you've ever had.
What is happening right now?
And then you find out that is Bigfoot milk. Would you go into business with Bigfoot selling Bigfoot milk?
Is Bigfoot selling his own milk? Her own milk? Its own milk?
Yes.
You can't even sell that. You can't even make...
specific hypothesi, or a hypothetical, yes. naturally I would go into business with Bigfoot. And no, I would not ruin this and try to exploit Bigfoot for who and what they are.
Okay. Well, I would assume it's like a 50-50 split. So Bigfoot
absolutely,
would get
absolutely.
half the profit.
I'm not going to mess with Bigfoot. You get your... But what scares me more than anything is that what I wanted to immediately say to your hypothetical is that I would be afraid to try the milk for fear that it would be so good that I would just constantly consume the product and not sell it.
You can't get high on your own
See,
supply.
and Bigfoot would be like, I said try it.
yeah.
I didn't say...
Whoa, buddy. The
I
deal's
said
off.
you could have a snack, not the whole fridge.
This makes no sense.
I caught you with your hand in the cookie jar. And now your mouth's dry.
I don't even know where to start. Why you? Why would Bigfoot choose you? How does Bigfoot know how to write?
Birds
how
of
did he
feather.
get jars?
Yeah.
Birds of a feather.
How does he have so much
I'm
milk
a
to
bird.
produce
Well,
if he
Bigfoot-
doesn't have babies?
If Bigfoot was originally a human and is now cursed to walk the earth until they are killed, then they might know how to write still.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. You're right.
Besides,
Bigfoot would know
in
how to
this-
write.
Yes.
Cain
And-
Thank you.
would know
And
how to write English.
To
Thank
answer
you.
your
Yes.
second question, we have drugs now that you can take that make you produce for longer. I'm sure there's a modification of that could make Bigfoot lactate on command.
On command.
On command.
On command. Man, our science, the pharmaceuticals in this country.
It's sound.
It is. It is.
I don't want
insane.
to say who, but I have my
What
sources.
a miracle! What a true miracle!
People have risked their lives to get this information to me. And I will not sully their good names.
Okay.
On command. Am I right, ladies?
So anyways, first product you'll find on our new website is Bigfoot milk.
No, it's mystery milk.
Uncle Mac's
Right, sorry.
delicious
Mystery
mystery milk.
Come on, kid. Try some Uncle Mac
Uncle Mac. Why is it Uncle Mac? Makes it worse for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or maybe it would
no.
be UM with the 3 at the top, so it's UM cubed.
No, that's
And
bad.
then it's a picture of you like the abuelita, like hot chocolate lady, but you have a cup of milk.
You're holding a cup of milk under your boob.
And I have a milk mustache. The picture tells a story.
Yeah,
If I like it, you'll like it.
yeah. I mean, they have to recognize 3 times at least that
Yeah.
it's a product of milk for them to understand that it's actually milk.
And that it's coming out of you. Or is it? We don't know.
It's a mystery.
We don't know.
Where does it come from?
Uncle
Though
Mac's
it
mystery
may
milk.
have a slight green hue
Ew!
and a thick texture.
You should say thick, chunky texture.
Thick, chunky texture.
Mealy. Nice mealy.
Very mealy,
It's
yes.
kind of
Yeah.
sandy.
Very grainy. Of the few taste testers we've had, the taste still has not gone from their mouth.
We have to add vanilla essence to it just to kind of, make
Just
it a
to-
little bit more
just to-
palatable.
It's really overpowering.
No, the idea is that straight out of the teat, it is the most delicious milk
Yeah, untainted.
you can
Yes.
possibly imagine.
From the horse's
And
mouth, from the Bigfoot's
because,
teeth.
okay, I think we got something here. We're building upon Rory's theory here. Because Bigfoot is Cain and Cain is cursed, the unsquandered milk is perfection.
Yeah.
But the moment you add anything to it, it turns into tar.
You cannot make chocolate milk.
That's absolutely
out
right.
of Bigfoot milk.
You
Out of-
cannot.
out of Uncle Mac's mystery milk.
We tried.
We tried.
Yeah, we
It
did.
literally becomes mud.
You ate a lot of
Disclaimer.
chocolate. You ate a lot of chocolate to try to make it chocolate milk too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it just didn't come out.
We
chocolate.
tried feeding Bigfoot chocolate. We tried feeding Bigfoot strawberries. All that we've gotten from it is that Brian can't drink the milk. No flavor changes.
Our friend Brian is allergic to strawberries. That's why it's funny.
Definitely.
Even though the other night at the Christmas party, he was like, "This is strawberry flavored, right?" And Ruth was like, "Are you still allergic to strawberries?"
Are you still allergic?
And he was no. But the thing is, he was just like, "I don't know. I guess we'll see."
Oh.
I was like, "What? What are you talking about?"
He should try a tiny nibble of a strawberry and have like an EpiPen in his other hand.
No, that's stupid. That makes no sense.
I just want to know. if he's deathly allergic or not.
He is. He
He's
told me of
allergic.
the one time that he ate it. You know how like some people it's their eyes, and then for me with the calamari, like my throat swelled up. Swole up.
Swolled up.
I got swole.
Got real swole
You
up.
eat calamari, you get swole. Brian explained to me that whenever he ate the strawberries as a kid, he asked his mom, "Am I peeing out of my butt?" And it wasn't. It was blood. It was just
Why did you
blood
tell that
gushing
story?
out of him.
Brian would
Why
never
did you
tell
just
you
tell
this
the story on this podcast?
Brian would never tell you this story.
So our first T-shirts are gonna say, "So anyway, it's haunted." Am I peeing out of my butt?
No, remember Brittany made those. I know this is the content that people are here for, so I'm just gonna go into the story. When Brittany made those
For those
strawberry...
that don't know, Brian is 9 feet tall and covered in warts.
Oh, yep.
It's our good friend Brian Whitworth.
Yeah.
He is actually a garden gnome.
Yeah.
Anyway, Brittany made those strawberry cupcakes, and then he ate one, and he was like, "Hey, are there strawberries in this?" And she was like, "Yes." Like, if you have an allergy...
Oh, that sucks.
Like, and then he started having an allergic reaction, and then you
Goodbye.
guys took him to, or was that Zach?
I don't.
No.
I have memory
He
of
had
this.
an allergic reaction. He had to go, and no one was taking it seriously.
Yeah.
And so he went by himself to go get Benadryl, so
Oh
we
my
wouldn't have an
gosh.
allergic
Yeah,
reaction.
that's right.
But then Zach had an allergic reaction to the cats a couple years ago, and you guys took him to get Advil. Like,
Did we?
yes,
Yeah.
somebody took him to get Advil,
I
even though
remember that.
Advil is not an antihistamine.
Yes, it is.
I don't remember that.
It helped him.
Okay.
He took 5.
Sure.
He felt great.
Sure.
Thank you. You're a good friend.
I love the cat. Can I pet the cat?
Kitty.
Look, man. Well, cool. Thanks, Rory, for emailing in.
Yeah, that was
Thank you,
fun.
Brian.
Yeah. If y'all have, we're about to eat some tofu from Golden Walk.
Oh yeah.
We're about to watch a Christmas movie, maybe Jingle All the Way.
Quite possibly Jingle All the Way.
Quite possibly.
Yeah.
Quite possibly.
Rest in peace, Phil Hartman.
Yeah. Pouring out for you, man. Anything else, you guys?
Yes, I'd like to say one last thing as we close out.
Okay.
Stop looking in my window. I saw you. I don't want to tell anybody what you look like. I'm not going to describe you.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm just going to say stop it. It's awkward. Just don't do it anymore. Thank you.
So Bigfoot can give you the milk, but he can't watch you
He
sleep.
can't watch
Yeah.
me sleep.
Okay.
I was
It's
about to
just
say, you're getting
very
50-50
specific.
for this deal. He's producing the milk.
It's part
What are you doing? It's part of the deal.
Take it or leave it.
Why is he looking down
can
on you?
Bigfoot's like 12 feet tall.
You're right.
Yeah. Big feet, tiny man. It's literally a head
It's
and then
big
just a
feet.
massive
Big
feet.
foot. They don't say long legs.
It's that guy that's looking up at the woman. It's that meme. But he just has gigantic feet.
Oh, man. Oh,
Take
bud.
it or leave it.
My favorite iteration of that meme is the one where it's like me and my dad whispering pizza toppings to my mom when she's ordering pizza. It's like the funniest thing.
Oh man.
Or asking her to get cheese bread. I think that's what it is. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us this week. You know,
That was fun.
you get what you paid for, man. You know,
Which
Yeah.
is nothing.
we're having fun.
Yeah.
So look out on our merch website for Uncle Mac's Mystery Milk coming to you soon.
I have one more pitch for you guys, though.
What?
What if we finally build up enough funds to actually have, like, decent merch? And it's like, we have T-shirts, maybe, like, I know with T-shirts you can typically get, like, the hoodies, and then maybe even some of those, like, booty shorts that say, like, SO dash whatever.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
dash is right in the crack.
The dash is in the crack.
SO? You mean SA, comma?
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
But
IH?
anyways, I'm saying, and then we have one, and we only have like one in stock. One actual gigantic. We have to make it ourselves because you can't buy it. You can't buy it, but it's like a bear trap,
Yeah.
but it's for Bigfoot, and it's like titanium. It would be on the website, and
Yeah.
it's like you have to pay like $10,000 for it. But it's like
Yeah.
and obviously at the very bottom or right on the plate where you have the pressure plate,
Yeah.
it does say so anyway it's on.
That would be fantastic.
I was
Yeah.
expecting you to say a Bigfoot-sized hoodie, And then we
Oh,
only make
that
one
would
of
be
them.
awesome.
And then when it gets sold, we look at the address. And we're like, we got him.
We got him. We got him.
Roll out.
Enhance.
We're
We got
just
him.
literally that team from the movie Twister, where everybody's just like, there's like 25 people in the 2 vans, like.
Oh gosh, you scared me. Ugh.
Oh my god, I love them. I watched that movie so. It's such a stupid movie.
That movie is the reason I'm terribly freaking.
Yeah.
I am terribly, terribly afraid of twisters and tornadoes.
Man,
Yeah.
Like a phobia of them.
fact. Me and Chris, as children, stood in our grandparents' bathroom and watched as literally one went.
Oh
through
my
their bathroom.
lord!
Oh my gosh.
It's funny how like people our age having high anxiety of every little thing nowadays, but like I was like 6,
Yeah.
and could have very easily had the flesh ripped off my bones. And
Yeah, that's
flung-
what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the force of it that rips it off.
Yeah, your skeleton is heavy enough that you stay in place, but all the flesh gets pulled off.
That's how gravity works.
It is.
So,
I've seen it in
yeah.
movies. Anyways, no, it's just funny. You know, you don't think about those things when you're 6.
Yeah.
You think about Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog and why you can't turn the TV on. Oh, because you might have just died.
Is that your coping mechanism
It is.
with dealing with your
Sonic says,
tornado trauma?
"Stop thinking about death."
oh god.
We should have ended the episode like 30 minutes ago.
We're actually really great on time.
Bigfoot milk.
Yep.
Bigfoot
I
milk.
mean,
Uncle
Uncle
Mac's
Mac's
mystery
mystery
milk. Coney Mac- You're giving the mystery away.
And it's funny
my
too
lord.
because I can have a word bubble with my milk mustache and it just says but it means Uncle Mac's mystery milk. Why does he say that, Mom? Drink your milk. Guaranteed to be high protein.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Cool.
fun, guys.
I just went into like in the Christmas story when he has that what's the little the word the
Oh, the
code
decoder ring.
the decoder ring. Yeah,
Be
he's-
sure to drink your
yeah,
Ovaltine.
you could just like we can have a decoder ring sent
Oh,
out,
yeah.
except the code will just
Yeah.
read psych.
You
Psych.
spent money on this?
You're a loser. Anyway, thanks for listening, you guys.
Yeah.
You know, again, you get what you pay for, my dudes.
This is that high octane episode.
Oh, yeah.
We love you guys. We're just trying to have fun. You know, we love spooky stuff. Thank you for joining us. You know, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Listen,
what-
listen or don't.
No, come back, please.
Are you not 100%? Then get out.
We're gonna do this anyway. We don't need you.
You
No,
can't stop us. That's our views going down.
our views are 0.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
except for Bigfoot that's looking through the window.
Episode 100 is going to be So Anyway, It's Haunted the movie.
Anyway, email your stories or someone else's stories or whatever you want to talk about. Email us at soanywayitshaunted. Wait, no, that's not it. Email us at anywayitshaunted@gmail.com. You can also DM us on Instagram, anywayitshaunted, and on Facebook, the So Anyway It's Haunted fan club and forum. That's where we intermittently look at pictures and all of our friends joke about stuff, and it's a lot of fun.
sick.
Yeah, I mean, we have one more episode until Christmas, so next week we'll be talking about, I'm sure, maybe Krampus or something. If you have any Christmas-related spooks,
Yeah.
that's cool. If not, just email me, dude. I want to hear from you. Yeah, find us on iTunes, on Stitcher, on Spotify. We will get that Spotify issue fixed. On YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to us. I know it's lame. I hate saying this, but definitely subscribe, dude. You know, the more subscriptions we have on iTunes, the more visible our podcast is.
Like, comment, subscribe.
So, I mean, if you could rate us, that would be awesome. But if you just subscribe, that means we will be more visible to more fun friends that we can meet, and we could do live shows, and we can have merch, and just keep this toddy train a-going.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see you next week right before Christmas. So stay safe and stay spooky, my dudes.
Later.
Ho, ho, ho!